What's up, everyone? Back again with another movie review. This one's a little more contemporary. If anything, it's uber contemporary because the movie isn't even out yet. Last night I had the opportunity, the pleasure, to see Captain America at an advanced screening. Now, the screening I saw was in 3D, and let me get this out of the way first. I fucking hate 3D. Anyone that pays to see 3D is just, supporting this gimmick, perpetuating this. It doesn't add anything to it. To me, it detracts from it. I get headaches from 3D. Hank Green sells those 2D glasses. I actually bought those and use those on occasion for screenings like this. So either way, we'll get that out of the way. This review will have some spoilers, so turn it off if you don't want to get spoiled at all. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but I can't really talk about how I felt about the movie without the spoilers. So either way, let's hop into it. Likes and dislikes as usual. My first I like the faithfulness to the character. Now, anyone seeing the trailer has a vague idea of the character. Steve Rogers is a scrawny guy. It's World War II. He wants to join up and fight. He is a very moral character. He has a lot of, he's very brave. He, this, can-do attitude. Mentally and as far as morally, he is a perfect candidate. But physically, he's scrawny, susceptible, cannot do it. So on his 5th time trying to recruit, a scientist sees him. He's accepted in the super soldier program. He kind of proves that he's a good candidate for that, and he gets turned into Captain America, the peak physical condition of what a human can achieve. That's what the whole program is. But I like that they in the movie they stuck to that really well. It's a great origin movie, if only because it takes you through the whole process. It shows you who Steve Rogers is before he becomes Captain America, and then how it almost doesn't change him. It changes him physically, and it gives him the ability, but as a person, he's not corrupted by it. It doesn't really change who he is. So I like that. Good job, movie. I like that there weren't really any shoehorned in references to the Avengers. Now, here's a little spoiler. The movie opens a little before what Marvel would call contemporary time, a couple months prior, I guess, where they find Captain America frozen. So that's a tie-in, and at the very end of the movie, I won't spoil that at all, but there's an Avengers reference, and after the credits there's an Avengers trailer, although I didn't see that, it leaked online. But I like that. I think Iron Man 2 and Thor, it was too much build up to Avengers. I think they should have stayed dedicated to the character with references that would bring it back to the Avengers. This was straight Captain America, and I really enjoyed that. I like the faithfulness of the time period. Now, I did not live in the 40s. We all know about World War II in the 40s. Through that assumption, I believe this movie was very faithful, stuck to its guns, didn't bring in any lingo or anything that would have been out of place. So I enjoyed that. I definitely thought it was good for them to do it. That segues into my next like. This was directed by Joe Johnston, who directed The Rocketeer. This movie is very Rocketeer-like. It's like Indiana Jones or any movie set in that era that kind of encapsulates that look and feel. Now, obviously, this is updated with modern technology and everything like that, but very much the feeling of the movie, it feels like The Rocketeer in a very good way. Now, if you don't like The Rocketeer, there's plenty to enjoy about this movie, but the score and everything, it just felt Rocketeerish, and I personally enjoyed that. I really dug Chris Evans. Now, like Chris Hemsworth, to a degree Robert Downey Jr., I was a little hesitant at first when he was announced. He's usually kind of smarmy and, jokes around a lot. But he played it straight, which is how Captain America should be played. Now, as a character, a lot of the comedy in Captain America comes from the situational comedy, this man out of time, where he has this 40s aesthetic and this 40s view, and he's a man from the 40s, and he's in current times, and You know, just everything is crude, and it's the situational comedy. And I think Chris Evans did a really good job of not, you know, bringing himself or his typical character. Now, I know he's a good actor. If you've seen Sunshine, he's very good in that. But not bringing that aspect of him as an actor into the movie helped it a lot. I wouldn't say he's the perfect Captain America, but he did a phenomenal job. My only hesitation is if he can like lead the Avengers. They didn't really show that a lot in the movie. They showed him as, you know, a fighter and, you know, having the attitude and, you know, everything's right. But as far as a leader, it was kind of glazed over in the movie. But either way, Chris Evans, cool. Along with actors Stanley Tucci and Tommy Lee Jones. Stanley Tucci is the scientist who recruits Steve and kind of puts him in the program. And Tommy Lee Jones is the colonel who's above captain in the movie. They're great. I have nothing bad to say about them. They're phenomenal. If you see this movie, you will enjoy them immensely. Stanley Tucci, for his brief period, I think almost steals the movie. He is great. So there's that. Let me launch into the dislikes, because this is getting kind of a little long. Do not see this in 3D, period. This is a dislike. I saw the screening in 3D. I watched it in 2D because of the glasses, but I talked to people that saw it in 3D. First off, the 3D, which I didn't experience, is apparently terrible. Like, proportions and everything, it's just bad. This was a post-production 3D effort, and apparently it shows. There's no reason to see it in 3D. Just fucking watch it in 2D. It seems like it was a gorgeous movie, but even for me, because of the 3D, it dropped the exposure down a stop, and that kind of killed it. It was so dim and just dark, and it's not a dark movie. You can tell there's color and vibrance, but the 3D killed it. Stay away, period. Bucky. Bucky is a character. There's two interpretations. There's the classic Bucky, Captain America's sidekick, dies riding a rocket missile trying to disarm it, which sets up Cap's kind of Cap being frozen. He falls off the rocket, Bucky stays, Bucky dies. The new interpretation is that Bucky did blow up with the rocket, it blew off his arm, he was frozen as well. The Soviets recovered him, turned him into the Winter Soldier, like a Wetworks assassin guy. He goes on to kill people, has an adamantium arm. He actually became the contemporary Cap. He was de-brainwashed, and Steve Rogers died, and Bucky became the new Cap, and now it looks like Steve Rogers is back. But either way, Bucky. Bucky in this movie serves a purpose, I think, in terms of the movie. He's there to kind of drive Steve forward. But I think Marvel and the director and the studio and everything, they could have done more with it. Because if they ever want to do the Winter Soldier, it's kind of hard now. They could, but it just seemed tacked on. Spoilers, Bucky dies on a train, like halfway through the movie. It doesn't have the impact his original story had. And the actor, it doesn't add anything. It was just either leave Bucky out or do Bucky right, and they didn't do either. So I didn't like that. I did not like the Red Skull. I liked the makeup and I liked the idea of it, but they fucking cast Hugo Weaving, and the whole time I'm like, it's Hugo Weaving, it's Hugo Weaving, even with all the makeup and everything. And he had like a bad accent, like a bad German accent. It was just, God, no. Just stop fucking casting Hugo Weaving in everything. Now people are gonna be like, he was amazing, Hugo Weaving could do no wrong, he was that fucking elf in Lord of the Rings, and, you know, V for Vendetta, and Agent whatever, the guy from The Matrix. I don't care. It's distracting to me, like with the new Spider-Man trailer. Martin Sheen is Uncle Ben. That distracts me. I did not like it at all. I didn't like his interpretation of Red Skull. And Red Skull just kind of was there. He was to drive the plot forward. I know it's about Cap, but Red Skull's supposed to be like a badass villain, and they just didn't get it. So yeah, didn't like that. They had Armin Zola in this movie. If you know the character, I'm not going to explain him, but he was in the movie, but they did nothing to set him up. Like, he was just there, and the actor guy with the weird face, like, I like him, and he was solid, but why even, like, bring him in if he's not going to do anything? Like, I don't know. Like that's a nitpick. It really is. And the Hugo Weaving thing, it's okay, I guess. But ugh. And then there's a couple of strange cuts in the movie. This is my last thing. Just times where like it'll fade to black and then it'll come back, or like there's just, it was just cut weird. Like, I think if they had just done a little more careful editing, it's just like, hey, let's go do this, alright, and then boom, and I don't know, like, most of the movie is fine, but there are some really weird cuts in this movie, and I don't understand what they were trying to do. So that's it. Overall, I'm not going to give the movie a star rating or a thing. You should see it. You should see it as it sets up the Avengers. You should see it as a great, like, summer action movie. You should see it as, you know, a spiritual successor to all those great adventure movies. As a Captain America movie, it's good. It's good. It's not phenomenal, though. I think they could have done a little more. I think they could have fine-tuned it a little bit more. And whatever you do, see it in 2D. I am going to go see it again in 2D. I will pay my money to see it in 2D. That's what deserves it. It's probably a gorgeous movie, but again, I can't comment because I couldn't fucking see it. It was too dim. So, see Cap, see it in 2D. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. So leave your comments below. Rate, subscribe, agree with me, disagree with me. I'm a fucking idiot. I'll rant with you. I'm a big fan of the comic. I'm a big fan of the character. I'm a fan of the movie, so we'll get into it. Either way, again, rate, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy this, you know, let me know. I always like to be indulged. But that's it for now. I will see you guys later. I have some stuff coming up. I still have to do the other Black Rapid overview thing. So either way, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.